Hey guys, it's Austin. So today is October 1st, 2023. Happy 99th birthday to the 39th President of the United States, James Earl Carter II. Look, he's right here. In between the dude he defeated in 1976 and who he lost to in 1980. So, he is still alive today, the earliest president alive, and the oldest. So I'm going to explain his life. Before I go ahead and start, make sure you like and subscribe to see more. He was born on October 1st, 1924, to James and Lillian Carter. He was the oldest of 4 kids. He had 2 sisters and a brother. Ruth and another sister, and a brother named William. When he was 21, he married Rosalind Smith, a friend of his sister Ruth's. They had 4 kids: John, James, Jeffrey, and Amy. Just like his predecessor, Leslie Lynch King Jr., having 3 sons and a daughter. His dad died when he was 28. After that, he went to work on the peanut farm, which is why people call him the peanut farmer. He ran for governor of Georgia in the early 1970s, like the 1970s or so, but lost. But he tried again, and that time he won. He resigns to run for a second term as governor to run for president. He won the nomination in 1976, and he defeated President Leslie Lynch King Jr. He took office on January 20th, 1977, and he said this: I, James Earl Carter II, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States, so help me God. His vice president was Walter Frederick Mondale. His mom, Lillian, was still alive, and she was 78. He ran for re-election in 1980, but lost to President Ronald Wilson Reagan Sr., who had served 2 terms as California's governor. He attended Reagan's inauguration, then went home. His mom was still alive, and she was 82. She was the sixth mom of a president to live through her son's presidency. Right? See those. Mrs. Madison, Mrs. Polk, Mrs. Grant, Mrs. Kennedy, no, Mrs. Garfield, Mrs. Kennedy, then Mrs. Carter. But forced to live through her son's presidency because her son left office, not because he died. His mom died 2 years later. She was 85, just a month or so after his sister Ruth. Carter was devastated. Not only did he lose his mom, he lost both parents. When he was 61 or so, he attended his presidential library dedication with President Reagan. When he was 66, he attended Bush 41, President Reagan's library dedication. When he was 72, he attended Bush 41's library dedication. From his to Bush 41's, he's seen it all. In 2004, in 1994, he was with Presidents King, Reagan, Bush, and Blythe at Nixon's funeral. The first time that 5 presidents were at a funeral. Anyways, 10 years later, he was with Presidents King, Bush 41, Blythe, and Bush 43 at Reagan's funeral. Sometime later, he was with all of them but King at Blythe's library dedication. 2 years later, he was with the 4 gentlemen at King's funeral, which made Carter the earliest living president then. He's been the earliest living president since. In 2009, he was with the group as Obama took office, Barack Hussein Obama Jr. He and Rosalind walked out first, and they saw Bush 41 and Barbara, Blythe and Hillary, Mrs. Bush and Mrs. Cheney, Mrs. Obama and Mrs. Biden, Bush 43 and Vice President Cheney, then Biden, then Obama. In 2013, he was with the 4 gentlemen at Bush 43's library dedication. In 2014, he turned 90, the 6th president to do so. In 2015, his grandson Jeremy died. He was 28. He announced it in a Sunday school. In 2018, he was with the group at Bush 41's funeral. It was also devastating for Bush 43. Not only did he lose his dad, he lost both parents. He lost his mom 7 months earlier. But Carter and Rosalind were not there. They were at Bush 41's. In March 2019, he became the oldest living president, 94 years, 172 days. 6 months later, he became the first president to turn 95. When he was 96, his vice president Mondale died. February this year, he entered hospice. But here we are 7 months later, and he's 99 now. Well, make sure you like and subscribe to see more.